Now the fun stuff with the double hump type cylinder heads. We got the right head, we got the performance prep done to it that's going to allow you to run 7,000 RPM for 4,000 laps. Now we want to look at step 3, getting as much performance out of the head as you can. Okay, so we have 3 basic operations. We have what we call our UnderCover porting, we have our SST porting, and we have our CNC Sportsman porting. The CNC Sportsman porting is a pretty extensive program. We're probably one of the only people in the country, if not the only company in the country, that has a full CNC program for the double hump cylinder heads. That particular program takes about 7 hours to run on each cylinder head. We run it through twice, and it's a very extensive program, and this is an example of that. This top of the line porting, the most extensive porting we can do to this particular head, takes the intake port from below 160 cc's and makes it about 180 cc's. It's opened up to a Felpro 1204 size, from a 1204 to a 1205 size, and 202.16. This is what we run in a lot of road race type applications, aluminum intake, 4-bro carburetors, and so on. The difference between this particular head, which is going to flow maybe 200, 205, and this head that flows almost 250, on aluminum intake 4-bro header car, it's going to be 50, 60, 70 horsepower. Not even going to be close. You're going to have a huge advantage when you do the porting work to these cylinder heads. One level below that is what we call SST porting. We do that for a lot of street applications. Guys who have street cars, Camaros, Corvettes, Chevelles, whatever, and they want to keep the original head on there for obvious reasons, and they want more performance. So the SST porting is about 60 to 70% of what we would call the CNC Sportsman porting. Ports are kept a little smaller, typically a 1204 size. Ports are enlarged about 170 cc's. Excellent performance improvement, probably in the area of 20 to 35 horsepower. And we basically port the entire intake port, the chambers, roll short turns on the exhaust, do the guide work, the valve job, and so on. And of course we have our UnderCover porting for applications where you want to keep the head more stock. So there, the intake and exhaust ports opening stay stock. We do a lot of work down in the bowl areas and short turns and covered up and so on. That's well documented on our website, so that's also an option. But anything you do to these heads, whether it be a good valve job or UnderCover porting, SST porting, is going to make a huge difference. Again, simply because this is a street cylinder head designed for 3,500, 4,000 RPM, run in a race application, where you're not running it under 3,500, 4,000 RPM. So if you give double hump heads or something you have to run or choose to run, we pretty much got you covered. We've got good castings here, the non-accessory hole 291s, the accessory holes, we have some angle plug 492s, we've got some turbo heads if you want to go that route. You can also modify your cylinder heads and do whatever level of performance improvement or performance prep you want us to do. So your heads are our heads, double hump heads, we're experts on it.